Hey, what up, guys? Scott here. So, for my microculture project, I wanted to do it on the radio industry because I've been working at a radio station now for about 3 months. I really love it and I'm really passionate about it. So, currently, I'm working at 94.3 The Point, the Jersey Shore State Music Channel, and it's really crazy because we are the #1 radio station in Monmouth and Ocean counties, so that's pretty incredible if you think about it. So, without further ado, let's dive deeper into this microphone. So, radio broadcasting is the transmission of radio waves intended to reach a large audience. So, in our case here at 94.3 The Point, we want hit music to reach a large audience of males and females here in Monmouth and Ocean counties. In order to be in the radio microculture, it requires a specific skill set. You have to have passion in what you're doing to be in this industry. If you don't have passion, don't come in. And you have to be able to connect with your audience. That's a key point that all the DJs make here. I will now discuss values, characteristics, and behaviors that this microculture radio holds. So let's get started with the first values and beliefs it takes to be successful in this industry. So besides having a proven experience and a high caliber education, there are some essential qualities needed in order to be successful in the radio industry. First, you have to have excellent communication skills. Needless to say, to succeed in radio, you have to be a great communicator. DJs and newscasters should be articulate, intelligent, and fast on their feet. Second, you have to have quality investigative skills. Sharp investigation skills help broadcasters get the most quality information available for current stories. Third, you have to have an engaging personality. This is more subjective, but crucial for those whose personas will be broadcasting on over the airwaves. DJs and reporters should be friendly, engaging, and able to truly connect with listeners. Having a pleasant personality behind the scenes is important as well, as people work better as a team when everyone strives to be personable. Fourth, you gotta be good under pressure. Broadcasting and media jobs by nature are deadline-oriented, precise and often pressure-driven. Ideally, those in the broadcasting industry should thrive and excel under pressure. Fifth, you gotta be versatile. Broadcasting team member duties are often varied and can shift throughout the day. Reporters may be called upon to find new leads, record footage, and write copies, as well as report on the air. Everyone on the team should be and willing to take on multiple duties outside of their comfort zones. Sixth, you have to be a team player. There are dozens of elements at work to produce a successful program. Every member of the broadcasting team should be able to work together. Seventh, you have to be accurate. Accuracy is vital, especially in the media. Anyone collecting and reporting information should be successful and should make sure the info is true and current. You have to be highly efficient. Deadlines in radio mean that all team members should be able to work quickly and efficiently as possible. Ninth, you have to have great editing skills. Those involved in production should have good grasp on how to expertly edit both written copies and the final versions of the recorded pieces. And last, you have to have technical aptitude. Those working behind the scenes in broadcasting should possess an aptitude for working with equipment and staying on top of changing technologies. An education in radio can help cultivate those skills. So those are the first values. Now let's take a look into the second values and beliefs of this microculture. So now let's talk about the characteristics it takes to make it in this radio microculture/industry. So, anyone, male or female, can make it in this industry. They have to have the passion, drive, and desire to be willing to succeed in this industry. But there are 5 characteristics that set apart good and amazing radio presenters. The first characteristic is that great radio presenters leave their bad moods behind. The most difficult challenge for a lot of radio presenters is controlling their mood. No matter what is going on outside of work, or if you get an angry caller, always remain enthusiastic, positive, and energetic. Enthusiasm is catchy, and negativity drags everyone down. The second characteristic of a great radio presenter is that a great radio presenter knows their audience. It is important that you understand and relate to your audience so that they can relate to you. As a presenter, you need to know and keep yourself informed about the latest news and trends so that your audience can relate to you and can connect with you. The third characteristic of a great radio presenter is that they use social media. The world is now more connected than ever. Your online presence will enable you to talk to your audience so that they can keep up to date with you, no matter if you are on air or not. Social media also enables your audience to interact and engage with you and share their views to other listeners. Regularly check your social media during your show to give a shout out and share some interesting views. A way to enhance your online presence is via your station's website. Here you could hold competitions to encourage listeners to share their opinions and increase online engagement. The fourth characteristic is that a great radio presenter is authentic. What people love about presenters is their personalities. People who do not change their personality on air make the best presenters. Don't use unnecessary words/phrases you wouldn't use on a daily basis, and never put on a fake laugh. The fifth characteristic that makes a great radio presenter is that a great radio presenter addresses listeners as individuals. You should always present as if you are talking to a friend. Radio is an intimate medium. Try to address your audience as you as much as you can rather than listeners. Your listeners are usually multitasking and only half listening. You should never pluralize your audience, as this will break the bond between you and your listener. So now let's talk about the behavior/communication necessary in order to make it successful in this radio microculture/industry. So first, you have to have the skill of fluent delivery and being able to get your message across to a wide audience. With short amount of time in between songs, you need to convey your message as quickly and straight to the point as possible with the time allotted. The second is you have to have understanding on how to use the equipment. Without knowing how to use the equipment, you're screwed. That's an important part of how to make it in this industry. The language within the microculture. We use a lot of different terms for things you would just that you wouldn't think that we use. Like, for example, the jingles that play in between songs, we have different names for them. They're called quick stabs, they're called sweeps, they're called beds, and yeah, we have unique names for all the elements that we use to put on a great production.
Lastly, let's talk about radio across cultures and some fun facts about radio. Radio is prevalent in every culture. KKDA is considered to be the first commercial radio station in the world, which is located in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. The station aired the first commercial in 1920. On March 1st, 1941, though, W47NV began operations in Nashville, Tennessee, becoming the first modern commercial FM radio station. After it was established, radio stations started popping up in many countries around the world. Radios are everywhere, with at least 75% of households in developing countries having access to a radio. Today, there are about 44,000 radio stations worldwide, and there are many radio stations in the world geared towards specific cultures. Now let's talk about some fun facts of radio. Nikola Tesla already had a basic radio design in 1892, but Marconi claimed the first radio patent. Although Tesla tried to prove that he created the first radio, it was only in 1943 that he was finally given credit after Marconi's patents were considered invalid. 15-second long commercials. You might haven't noticed that the majority of radio commercials are just 15 seconds long. This has been proven effective to reach ample amount of audience. 1939 was the year that FM radio first made its appearance, but like I said earlier, it wasn't until March of 1941 that the first modern commercial FM radio station made its debut. AM/FM radio counts for 86% of total time adults aged 25 to 54 spend listening to three main audio platforms. Adults listen to 8 times more AM/FM radio than satellite radio, and 17 times more than internet audio streaming. So in conclusion, radio is a microculture with values, characteristics, and behaviors that set it apart from the dominant culture.